I was splitting firewood outside my cabin when sheriff's deputy, misled by Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, served me an eviction notice, claiming my cabin on my private, county land violated her rules, land outside her HOA's grasp. Her notice was a dagger, threatening my home. Karen, who'd called 911 on my rain tanks, burned my boat, and spied on my yard, had no idea my cameras caught her forging the notice. I was Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, Meadow Mart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, tech founder, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, and owner of the lake, dock, and the HOA's main lot. Her eviction attempt wasn't just laughable, it was felony fraud, and I was about to flip her power with my deeds. I stood by my cabin, phone filming as neighbors pinged by my security app gathered livid. This wasn't just an eviction notice. It was Karen's most audacious attack, blind to my ownership and authority. My heart thumped, but a sly chuckle escaped. She thought she could evict me? I was about to turn her notice into a viral smackdown, with my land titles as the knockout punch. What unfolded wasn't just saving my cabin. It was a masterclass in property rights, legal dominance, and community grit that left Karen cuffed, her HOA dismantled, and Crescent Meadows roaring. My cabin wasn't just home. It was her trap, and my deeds were the verdict. Karen's eviction was her dumbest move, and my lake was about to drown her scheme. Crescent Meadows was a bold suburb, its snow-dusted cabins, bustling markets, and my Meadow Mart cafe a fierce stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once choked by rules on unapproved cabins and trespassing docks, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and my cabin on unincorporated county land as its heart. My cabin, lake, dock, and the HOA's main lot, where their office stood, were all mine, HOA exempt, wired with my Crescent Code security system of cameras and sensors I designed. I'm Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadow Mart owner, tech founder of Crescent Code, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, developer who built Crescent Meadows, and designer of its security system, with a fictional ageless fire. I'd crushed Karen 55 times, buying Meadow Mart after her farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's Colt stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her, airline stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Max from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, disarming her fake cop, rebuilding my sister's bridge, proving I owned her mortgage, stopping her assault on my wife, Alex, ejecting her trespassing officers, shutting off her pipeline, proving my Lamborghini legit, turning my lawn into an obstacle course, outshooting the FBI, stopping her fake cop arrest, handling her 911 abuse, rescuing my kid from her kidnapping, towing her Mustangs from my garage, trapping her at my gate, burying her porch in mulch, spiking her SUV on my lawn, closing her trails for my hunting, proving I built the suburb, jailing her for hitting Max, rebuilding the Thompsons' house, turning her trails into my hunting ground, catching her spy on my yard, suspending her board for burning my boat, and nailing her for her 911 call on my rain tanks. My deeds to the lake, dock, and HOA lot were my latest weapons. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a cornered bully, her clipboard a flimsy prop for her dying control. Exiled, jailed, and bankrupted, she'd forged an eviction notice, unaware it was felony fraud. My land was private, and I owned her lot. Her scheme, backed by a crumbling HOA board, relied on fake ownership claims, blind to my cameras and titles. Key allies included Alex, my Delta Force operative wife, my sister, Mia, a nurse, my brother, Jake, a Marine, my cousin, Vince, leader of the Iron Riders bikers, my mother, Ellen, a sharpshooter with dialysis, Tom, my biologist friend who monitored my lake, Linda, the councilwoman who backed my fights, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, and the Thompsons, especially Dr. James Thompson. Deputy Harris, my SWAT deputy, led the response, and my FBI contact, Agent Laura Chun, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would amplify the fight. The setting was a biting January morning in 2028 at my cabin by my lake on a county road, where the deputies stood confused and my cameras rolled. Neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered in outrage. Karen's eviction was a crime, and her ignorance of my ownership was her fatal error. This wasn't just about my cabin. It was Karen's final assault on Crescent Meadows' freedom. For me, it was a chance to protect my home, expose her fraud, and unite our community. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and blaze with our strength. Karen's eviction notice was a desperate crime. "Vacate now," it demanded, slapped on my cabin door by a duped deputy. I filmed, shouting, "This is my land, Karen. I own the lake dock in your lot." My cameras caught her forging the notice at her condo. I radioed Harris, who growled, "Felony fraud? She's sunk." Ellen, with Emma and Liam, texted my deeds, saying Karen's homeless. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting, "Evicting a judge who owns their lot? Life sentence." I called Agent Chun, who snapped, "This is FBI jurisdiction, fraud and impersonation." Neighbors swarmed, filming the notice. My forum post exploded. Karen tried to evict me. I own her lot. Hashtags, hashtag Karen evicted me, and hashtag protect Sarah's cabin trended, hitting 145 million views. Jake, my barista, live streamed from Meadowmart, showing my footage and deeds. Crescent Meadows stands with Sarah, he said, hitting 150 million views. Lily handed out flyers about property laws, explaining Sarah owns the lake in their lot. Karen's a fraud. Karen's HOA cronies, a duo with signs, enforce ownership. Tried to back her, but neighbors drowned them out, chanting Sarah's cabin. Mia shared my judicial rulings, proving my clout. I share my camera clip. Karen's eviction is fake. I own her land. The video hit 1.7 billion views. James Thompson arrived, saying, "She targeted us too. We're testifying." His federal weight rattled the cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chin's FBI unit arrived, relieving the deputy. "Forged notice," Chun said, holding the paper. I waved my deed to the lake dock and HOA lot, live streaming. Karen tried to evict me. She's trespassing on my land. The stream hit 8.5 billion views, with news helicopters circling. Comments flooded. "Sarah's a boss. Karen's evicted." Linda arrived with a federal prosecutor, announcing Karen's notice is felony fraud. The crowd chanted cabin, cabin, as the cronies fled. The FBI found Karen at her condo, clutching a fake ownership log. Harris cuffed her as I posted my deeds countywide. Karen rambled, "It's HOA land," but Chun held up my footage and titles. "You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned a cabin-free day at Meadowmart, with music and property talks. Karen's lie about ownership collapsed. I owned her lot. The stage was set, not just to save my cabin, but to crush her reign and rally Crescent Meadows around my land. Her notice was her end, and my deeds were my victory. My ranch was a fortress of justice. Karen stood cuffed at her condo, trembling, as Harris and Chun reviewed her fake log. The livestream hit 9.5 billion views, with hashtag Karen evicted me and hashtag protect Sarah's cabin trending globally. Neighbors packed my lakefront, waving signs, "Sarah's cabin. No HOA lies." News crews broadcast live, anchors calling it a judge's land versus HOA fraud. The air roared, and I was ready to sink Karen. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. "Sarah's cabin is private, HOA-exempt county land. Karen's eviction is a federal felony." He showed my footage and deeds, proving my ownership. Neighbors cheered, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers saying, "Sarah's our judge." Karen tried to steal her home. The forum surged, "Karen's a thief. Sarah's our hero." A viral tweet read, "HOA Karen tries to evict judge who owns their lot. Faces feds. Hashtag Karen evicted me." Karen yelled, "It's our lot." But Chin held up my footage, stating, "You committed felony fraud and impersonation." Her face crumpled. She hadn't known my deeds. National property groups joined X, posting, "Karen's attack on Sarah's cabin is a disgrace. Support Crescent Meadows." The Change.org petition, "Justice for Sarah's Cabin," hit 150 million signatures with comments like "Sarah's a legend" and "Karen's done." Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. "Sarah's cabin and lake are our pride. Karen's fraud threatens us all." She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $2.6 million and ban all operations. The crowd roared, chanting "Cabin free." The HOA board, gutted by scandals, leaked texts disavowing Karen. "She's rogue." Neighbors guarded my cabin as Vince's biker crew patrolled the lake. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. Karen tried to evict me, but I'm a federal judge, sheriff, and owner of the lake, dock, and their lot. I proposed a cabin-free day at Meadowmart with deed displays, music, and a fundraiser for land rights, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to fortify my cabin. I shared online, "Karen's eviction failed. Join us for Sarah's cabin." The live stream hit 10.5 billion views, with hashtag CabinFreeDay trending. Comments flooded, "Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's sunk." Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun, "The HOA's above you." But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. "You're charged with fraud, impersonation, and conspiracy," she said, as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk to the FBI van. Jake's stream hit 19 billion views, with comments like "Bye, Karen." "Cabin wins." News ran headlines. 20-year-old judge sheriff owns HOA's lot, crushes Karen's eviction plot. Lily organized kids to paint cabin-free signs, while Tom tied it to my lake, saying, "Sarah protects our shores." Harris secured my cabin, and neighbors cheered. Chun verified my deeds, and Linda promised county funding for a Crescent Shores sign marking my ranch's status. The stage was set for a victory that would save my cabin, end Karen's reign, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but my lake's impact would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial, my cabin standing tall. The live stream hit 20 billion views, with hashtag Karen evicted me and hashtag Protect Sarah's Cabin trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving cabin-free signs as news crews filmed. I held a megaphone, my roles as judge, sheriff, and landowner now, a verdict, my evidence our blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Rivera, a federal veteran, called order. "Ms. Miller, you're charged with fraud, impersonation, and conspiracy," he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen forging the notice. "The plaintiff is a retired federal judge, sheriff, and owner of the lake, dock, and HOA lot," she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. "Karen's done. Sarah's our queen." Chin testified, voice sharp. Karen's fraud wasted public resources and violated federal law. She showed the fake log, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $2.6 million HOA fine and dissolution vote. The crowd chanted "Cabin, cabin," as kids waved painted lakes, symbols of our win. Tom showed my deeds, proving my ownership. "Sarah's lake owns them," he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a Crescent Shores sign sketch, county-backed, to mark my ranch's status. "This cabin's mine, and Karen's guilty," I said, sharing it online, a wave under a state seal. The forum erupted. "Perfect. Sarah's legacy." Rivera reviewed the evidence, footage, deeds, log, calling it undeniable. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed, "It's HOA property." But Rachel played her forgery, exposing her lies. Rivera ruled, guilty on all counts. 8 years for Miller, $3.9 million in damages to Sarah, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, broken. My digital dossier, footage, deeds, indictments, was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. 20-year-old judge sheriff owns HOA's lot, crushes Karen's eviction plot. The crowd surged, music blaring, as cabin-free day plans took shape. I gave a mic to Linda, who shone. Sarah's lake is our pride, she said. Neighbors hugged her, guarding our ranch in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our land could outshine fraud. As my cabin stood firm, justice prevailed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like Judge Sheriff owns HOA's lot, crushes Karen's eviction plot, and Sarah's cabin triumphs. The live stream hit 23 billion views, with hashtag Karen evicted me trending for weeks. Fan art of my lake sign as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and property groups invited me to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying, "This is about our land." Cabin Free Day was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, Harris's team, touring my lake, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent Shore sign. Meadow Mart catered, and Tom led eco talks, tying the lake to my bluefins. The event raised $11.5 million for land rights, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Sarah's cabin shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $2.6 million and dissolved it, with new laws banning fraud. Karen got 8 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. Don't evict like Karen became a local joke painted on docks. My ranch and lake became tourist draws, with visitors admiring the sign. Meadow Mart and my farm stand soared, the cafe hosting Shores nights with music and property talks. Tourists flocked to Sarah's lake, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, mini cabins, sheriff patches, saying my fight inspired them. Tom's data showed my lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage, deeds, verdicts, was studied for property laws, influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for the ranch. The forum planned a Shores Fest, with lake tours, music, and SWAT drills, cementing our spirit. Sarah turned Karen's eviction into our triumph. One post read, "I hired teens to patrol my lake, giving them pride." At the fest, under a Shores Forever banner, Linda toasted, "To Sarah, Alex, Linda, and Crescent Meadows, where lakes defeat tyrants." Fireworks burst, kids danced, and my ranch glowed. Karen's notice had been a spark, but we'd built a legacy. Meadow Mart, my ranch, and my lake were our stronghold, proof no bully could claim our land. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand proud, anchored, and unstoppable.